Nice stuff. Hello, YouTube, my friends, followers, subscribers, all of those who may do any or all of the above. Happy holidays to all of those out there. We're going to be live for maybe an hour, depending on the chat. If chat is pretty thin, then I may not stay on live. It's really only fun if there's people around. Build a community, have a conversation. There's only a couple things that I can share today. I may get a delivery during the live, which would be actually pretty cool. I mean, I won't be able to film the actual accepting of the package, but this might turn into an unboxing later on if the delivery from UPS shows up while I'm live. And of course, I love doing lives and I love doing unboxings, as silly as they might get. So, welcome. Hello. It is December 20th, not 21st. I'm calling it the HiFi Solstice because it's the day before. I have the CAF R11 Metas hooked up to Buckeye Audio amplifiers, which are Purify modules, SVS 1000, SB1000 Pro subs. The streamer is the DMP A8 hooked up to a Michi P5 preamp. This is a streamer DAC into Here XLR for the preamp out. That's the system. A lot of people ask me all the time, like, hey, what's the gear? That's not always listed. I am recording on my Samsung. I want to say it's an S20. It's a Note 20 Ultra phone. So the microphones are not going to pick up audio the way that it would normally get picked up, like in a room. It's not good for audio quality overall, especially for hi-fi. So never judge what you hear in streams or on YouTube as accurate sound representations. Not really what it's for. I'm currently wearing the pizza pants. A lot of people just don't know why I have the mirror there. You'll have to find out in previous videos and comments. And then today on the menu, got that hickory smoked Jack Links beef jerky going on just for some snacks. Before the stream gets boring, let me talk about the other system in the room. And hello to everybody who's tuned in. I will be on for about an hour-ish. So here's the room. It's semi-treated. Some people would say that it's over-treated. Sidewalls are just panels from Amazon. They help with a little bit of diffraction. The room itself is a little bit small. It has a 50 hertz bump. So the speakers and subs are pulled away from the wall about 2 feet, 3 feet. Did this streamer just stop for no reason again? Spotify Connect's been doing this a lot. I don't know why it's been doing it, but let's see if I can remedy this. I signed in. So anytime I have Spotify Connect on for whatever reason, it just drops the stream completely. And that's via Connect. So let's see if I can actually play what I was playing. Let me see. No, search. I don't know why it's done this. I don't know why it's been doing it too. Over the last little while, it's been giving me issues. Right. So how is everybody doing? How's the holiday season? Is anybody buying stuff for Christmas? Did you get anything that's interesting? Did you get any good deals on songs or anything like that? Copyright-free Christmas music? Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? It's play direct from the unit instead of streaming. Why not? Regular shuffle. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, let me know what's going on. Like I said, the room is semi-treated. A little bit of diffusion control across the middle. First reflections are going to have high frequencies that are mitigated. Front and back are all blackout curtains, so I've got soft fabrics on the front and back. Yeah, so there's a 50 hertz bump, sort of because of the Proximity of the room, 10 feet by 13 feet are the measurements to the walls, and then 8 feet ceiling. So there are nodes and other problems because of that. The subs are tuned below 30, actually below 40 hertz. So they're doing only the bottom octave. Not that the R11s need much help, to be honest. But that is what it is. Let's keep the phone handy. Okay, so in this room, the theater room, I've recently moved the monitor audio Studio 89s in here. And I also have my new Buckeye amps out here. So these are the Purify 6525s on the Encore power supply. And in the other room, they're Purify 7040s, which are higher current monoblocks. So now that the Studio 89s have their own power amps out here, I can also power my Radiant acoustics and the monitors and any other passive bookshelf out here, where previously I was running the Bucart Audio A10s, which it's dark in the room here. So the A10s have their own power amp, and now I can run my own passive speakers out here. So right now I'm actually anticipating a new unit for the front. So that's a topping DAC there, plus the Weem Pro Plus streamer, plus a topping preamp, which runs all the analog digital from the computer. And then in the other system, I have a Denon A10H that runs the home theater system. All the other speakers set up are for home theater. So it's a little bit complicated. There's a lot of stuff going on. So everything's a little compromised. I am running the ISO Acoustics pads, the Aperta stands for the whole stack there. So the Aperta stands are on the bookshelves for the computer, and the new unit's going to go out here as a preamp, and I'm just kind of waiting on UPS right now on the delivery. They have a window of another 2 hours. I know that the weather's pretty bad. It's also before Christmas, so it's super busy out there for them. But really, it was the only way for me to get the package and everything in the space so I can use it for the next couple of weeks and enjoy setting it up in the room there. So that's what we're gonna do. So not a lot of music playing today. Just have stuff on in the background. Do you play steel? Huh? And Holyoke 430 has said, do you play steel a brain? What? I don't understand the question. You're going to have to rewrite that. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what that's supposed to mean at all. My apologies. Do you play steel a brain rot? I don't understand what that means. There's nothing capitalized. There's no quotes. There's no indication if it's a name, nothing. Please check your English. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with UPS. I mean, obviously they're going to be really busy, and the weather's pretty crazy. So it's not that cold out there now. It's not that windy right now. It looked like there was a bit of snow earlier. Let's see. A little bit of snow in the neighborhood. But we're not, I don't think that we're getting it too bad. It's just probably really busy. A lot of stuff getting moved around, packages and whatnot. Don't know what else to say as far as that's concerned. Hopefully they show up pretty soon. Yeah, the weather's been bad. It was windy the last couple of days. Massive headache. Terrible, terrible headache. Just trying to get through it, playing some video games, listening some music now, changing the systems over really, that gave me a little bit of joy. Swap the cables out. I've got RI cables on the monitors. I've got the Buckeye Purifies now in both rooms, so that's really exciting. I'm anticipating new speakers into the new year. There'll be a couple of new brands of speakers in here for the new year. In 2026, I'm anticipating possibly something from CLC, which is a Copenhagen loudspeaker company. They are a new sort of sub brand associated with Gato. Gato makes preamps, power amps. They make a pretty cool set of electronics. They did display the CLC speakers at, I believe it was this past Munich, as a prototype demo. Their production's been in the works since then, and then hopefully they will have some speakers available in the new year towards the middle or end of January. So hopefully I can see CLC come through. It's been a joy having the monitor audios in. They sound really incredible for their size. They're actually on sale right now too. Studio 89s. These CAF are also pretty amazing as well. They've really surprised me. The UniQ technology seems very coherent. Not that any other technology doesn't, it just does it in a different kind of way. The coherent nature of their the point source, tweeter, mid-range in the same location really does something for sound staging, so that's been really interesting. What else? I anticipate other monitor audio stuff in the future. I'd really love to demo some of the platinum stuff in here, but that's going to come with a bit of a cost, so I may have to level up quite a bit between now and then. As far as audio shows are concerned, audio shows in January typically you see CES. There's a Las Vegas show going on for audio shows, so if you're into the Nevada area, Las Vegas, you want to go to a show there, there is a show that's going to be showcased. There isn't, to me, honestly, I don't think there's enough advertising for it. There should be a lot more advertising going on with that, but that's not up to me. That's their own show. I just think there should be advertising more. What else? January. So February, I don't think there's a show. Yeah, there's a show in Florida in February, so that'll be really interesting. I don't know if I'm scheduled to go to Florida. Typically, I would go and write magazines and shoot photography for HiFi Pig, which is in the UK, in the France area, the Europe. So they don't fly to Florida. They would, it's easier to get me out to Florida to do the work. Then in March, there's Montreal Audio Fest, which is in Canada. And Montreal is always an amazing time. Montreal Party is unlike every other show. There's a certain vibe to it. It feels different. It's, very family, sort of like family as an industry family oriented. It's pretty exciting as far as that's concerned. So that'll be in March. Then in April, we have Expona. Expona is in the Chicagoland area, Schaumburg to be exact. Always a big show, tons of rooms. I hope to afford to get out to that one. I have yet to talk to vendors, to partner up with media. I guess we're just going to have to see what happens there as far as that's concerned. Then after April, I anticipate things slowing down, I guess, for a little bit. Those are the majority of the shows. In May, there's typically Munich or Vienna this year, and that'll be a big show. I know a lot of people like going to the Vienna, sort of the high-end show in Europe. That's a great show. It's expensive as a trip, so I doubt I'm going to go to that one. I don't see anybody at this point. I don't see anybody reaching out for partnerships to bring me along for any help. There might be an opportunity, I don't know. But I mean, the space is pretty busy. There's a lot of reviewers, people already doing their thing. So it's hard to predict kind of what's going to happen. I'm just going to keep my ears open, keep doing my thing here, reporting on what I can get my hands on, working with local people a little bit more, working with local stores, hopefully being able to partner more for media and for advertising, to do in-store events, things like that. This is a Christmas song. It's hard to tell if it's a Christmas song or not. Yeah, so be it that it's the day before, a couple days before Christmas, I anticipated things being a little bit slow. Chat seems to be very quiet today, which is, I anticipated that. Said at the beginning I may not be live for too long, depending on who's here. And now that I'm waiting for this delivery, hopefully the delivery will come in and then I can do an unboxing. That would be a lot more fun. The Bast audiophile, hello again. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I've been seeing some pretty strong numbers, and thank you to the subscribers. 2,300's quite a long ways from where I started. Obviously, 0. But I'm really, really grateful for this. I'm thankful that anybody finds my streams and my live shows and my content worth listening to. Again, it's mostly just experience-based. Things that I've heard, I've listened to, products that I can get in-house, what I think of certain technologies, how it works. I don't do a whole lot of setup videos. It's hard for me to do consistent reviews because reviews are really sent out to channels that are bigger than mine. 2,300 is not a lot of people. The view count isn't very high as well, so the return on investment for me to get any kind of items in here to showcase, it's hit or miss. I'm very grateful for the partners that I've had, bringing in the CAF and the monitor, and seeing that SVS has been fairly good friends with me so far. Obviously now with the Buckeye amps and Purify partnership, not really partnership, but a good relation with a lot of these people, a lot of these brands, then I'm really happy that I can showcase from a user level and multi-month long sessions. I can report on it, talk about how it works. Also certain tips and tricks, using the ISO acoustics underneath and the Aperta stands for the subs. Very critical, helps with the high frequencies. So what's your system at the moment? You had a hybrid integrated amp before. Did I? What did I have before? What was the hybrid? Oh, yes, I had on the floor with the Mako system. Hello, Mirage Bryston. What's going on? Yes. For anybody who's coming back, and if you haven't seen them, please go watch the other video. I had the Mako Macaria speakers in here. These very nice, pretty red open baffle speakers with the integrated amp here in the middle. So now these are Class D Purify amps. These are the 7040 modules. You can look them up. These are built by Buckeye Audio in Ohio. And I'm using the P5 preamp, which I was in the other system, and then the DMP A8 for streaming, plus the CD player whenever I need it. That's the system as of now. The other room is a little more exciting. There's new amplifiers and speakers in there that I'm using on the consistent basis. And that system will get used on a daily basis now, where the Monitor Audio Studio 89s are located. No subwoofers for that system because it's very near field. And then in the new year, I was talking about new speakers where I think these KEFs will stick around for a while. They're really good. They reach really deep. They've got good extension. The sound stage is very, very coherent. I appreciate their balance. In the other room, for the near fields, I should be taking delivery of new Black Ocean audio speakers, which are handmade in the US. They're a real wood cabinet with very, very good COS drivers, and very high quality components for the crossover. So Black Ocean Audio is made in, I believe it's Washington State now, and of course that may change. But yeah, those will be showing up later into the year. I've got a plan for those. Now, Nick at Black Ocean Audio is going to be displaying those speakers at the Las Vegas show, so it'll be an awesome opportunity for people to go and listen to Black Ocean Audio. And I'm also first sending the speakers out to a reviewer, but not for a public review per se. They might show up on the channel, but there's no guarantee of that right now. I am willing to, in arranging this opportunity to share the speakers with this person, because I feel like they deserve a lot more attention, and at least if I can get them in front of more people, then I can get more feedback for Nick in general, and then for the public in general, having more people to listen to them. Again, that's why I encourage people to go and check them out at Vegas if you have the opportunity. The Bast audio file says, what do you like most to cover? In terms of my show, it's hard to say. I like to cover important things. How's that? It's a very general answer, but there's certain things that I can cover, as in review or talk about, and then there's some things that I can't cover. Like, I don't do very good objective measurements. I don't have a Clipple system. I don't have, well, I do have a UMic 2, a mini DSP UMic 2, and I can get REW in here, but the problem is this system's not connected to a computer. So I never have the microphone in here with a computer to run any kinds of sweeps or measurements. So I think the next thing that I want to tackle in 2026, because it's been a consistent issue with my room, is room treatments. So right now the room treatments are just curtains. There's foam in the corner, which is unmeasured, just to block that back corner, but I could probably change those. And if I get a deal with Vicoustics, I might be able to change them to the proper diffusion panels, make them look better. Also, I want to treat the ceiling a little bit better. It's a little bit bare right now. I think it's pretty cool, but I have other ideas to treat the ceiling. Maybe hang like a cloud in the front to absorb more frequencies. I've got a 50 hertz bump in the room, so it's a little boomy around that frequency, and that's not that fun. It's exciting, but there's too many songs and genres that actually bump that frequency, so it ends up being too loud. So I'd love to take on some products from Room Acoustics, panels, diffusion panels, techniques, locations, and see if I can't bring more answers to myself and other people, and see how that goes. Another thing that I was thinking about doing is where I have my console over here on the side right now, right? How do you treat that sound bump? The only way to treat the bump is to try to absorb or move the subs around. So what I was going to say is this console, I like having it on the side, keeps everything kind of like away from the center image. But what I might do is set this one up kind of in the middle over here, put the amps on top, move the subs from here to out here, so they're closer to me, they're away from both walls and more in the middle of the room. That way I can move the 50 hertz frequency in this side. So if I'm getting frequency bumps from the tower, what I can do is move the subs to somewhere else to try and compensate for that wave. That way I can change the way that the points of the wave are meeting in the room. So instead of it being front loaded, right now it's right against the room, I can move them to the other side. Yes, bass traps, yes, but I mean bass traps, necessarily need to be large. In order to capture long waves, 50 hertz waves, which is a very long wave, even at a quarter or an eighth of the wavelength, it's still very thick. You're talking about a couple of feet. And I don't have a lot of space in here. I will be able to move some things, but I mean, I have this corner where my door is, and unless I move the console up to the front and then maybe put some stuff on the ceiling, like a cloud here to absorb the frequencies from the front, and then change the way that the side walls are treated, I might be able to tune it a little bit better, but that's why I want to explore that option. It's really tricky. Bass is just, your room dictates a lot of where the bass waves are going to be. Unless you sit in the right place or you place your speakers in the right place, bass is going to be, bass is going to be tricky. And no, I have one chair, so that's basically it. There's not enough space in here for more stuff. I actually need to take stuff out. So adding bass traps, adding foam, adding a couch, adding that's not going to work. Otherwise, I won't have space to walk around. I can barely look, there's, you know what I mean? That's not a whole lot of space for me to move. Right? There really isn't a lot of space in here. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out another way. I mean, in this room, the passive system's just going to be able to be running the bookshelves out here with the home theater on the side. The only thing I can do in here is maybe finish the ceiling. I might add middle speakers here because the system is capable of running 6 height channels. So I only have 4 right now, and I might run a 6th pair across the middle, and then I can black out the ceiling with some better lighting. That way I don't have this kind of distracting upper sort of thing. A lot of the lighting is so you can see the speakers on video. Otherwise it would be too dark in here. You wouldn't be able to see hardly anything in here at all. P1 and punch 3R45. I mean, if you see my Instagram account, you're in the right place. So the new Buckeye amps are in place in here. I am running RI cables. So those are RI cables here. Just coiled up. And then the Radiant acoustic speakers there, just kind of I have them so I can swap back and forth. And we're still kind of waiting on UPS now. Said I have no dedicated sound treatments in room. I have a large carpet, big furniture, lots of musical instruments, which is probably not the best thing because they're all going to ring. The air pressure in the room will cause things like guitars and other things to vibrate. So the diffraction, I guess that would be okay. So I would not know what to do and think my room sounds fantastic, but I never played with anything. Dedicated treatments, especially in that first mirror. Is that a middle finger? Oh, that's too bad. Too bad. The first reflection points for any system can be interference, right? So you don't want to have your tweeter sound bouncing off the walls. If the walls are far enough, then it's not going to matter. If you have 3 or 4 feet to the side walls, it's not going to make a difference. Your ears will figure it out. It'll sound wide, but it won't be distracting. If my walls are only 1-2 feet away, so I need to break this up a little bit, absorb it a little bit. Same thing in the middle. If you have your speakers too close to the back wall and sides, the mids will sound messed up because it's interfering with the clarity of the mid-range. So it's a good idea to keep them away from the walls. Out here, this is away from the wall. So away from the wall means the mid-range will be clearer. Wow, this headache is absolutely terrible right now. Barely trying to focus on what I'm doing. Yeah, the treatments. The treatments will be a very big, very new thing to do. My speakers are bipolar, and I need a hard surface behind them. So I've done that properly. Yeah, I don't mind a bipolar sound. They sound bigger, and the reflections do count for something. It could also sound a little less focused in some cases because the effects of bipolar speakers bouncing off the rooms, it can be distracting if they're not managed a certain way. I would typically want to try something out, like instead of it being permanent. Kyle Duffy says, sick room, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. It certainly didn't come easy, and it didn't come fast. It takes a long time to figure out what works, what doesn't, and then figure out how to pay for it. The worst of it is obviously paying for it, but with long focus and, knowing what you want out of things, then you can carve that path out, find a way to afford it, extra jobs, do some extra work, meet the right people, do some favors, yada, yada, yada. As long as you're not visiting tropical islands, you're okay. Pretty good system now. It's all turning out pretty well. And I did install new lights. I don't know if you guys remember, but this base is smaller, so now I can actually position it a little bit easier. The cabling is an absolute mess. It's been in and out like multiple times, so it's very temporary right now. Just ignore that. But that's why the mirror, so you guys can see the way that everything is connected when I don't have to move anything around. So they're Buckeye amps. They're not Bucard Audio subs. It's SVS subs. And then R11s. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap my stream up early. This headache is very bad. I don't know what to do. I'm probably gonna have to take some Tylenol or something and kind of take it easy. Maybe have something else to drink. Chill out for a little bit. I appreciate everybody coming to watch so close to the holidays. I know that everybody's really busy. Family dinners, Christmas parties, birthday parties, all that kind of stuff. I've got copyright music playing there. That's Christmas list. Eggnog, yeah. There you go. I've got lemonade going on right now. Lemonade will have to do well. I may be back throughout the week. I am on holidays officially now. So I won't have work next week. That means I'll have Monday, Tuesday off. So I might be able to do some things during the day. But then with everybody else being busy and at their own holidays, I don't know if I want to do any streaming. It's, everybody's busy. It's always something to do. So, Kyle's like, can I see your face? What for? Nobody needs to see my face. Also, if you're intuitive, you can find out what my face looks like online. It's not that difficult. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take a Tylenol. It's not good right now. Headache status is bad. All right. Enjoy the holiday. Take care of yourselves. Treat everybody well. Enjoy all of the things that the season can bring you. Enjoy your family. All that kind of good stuff. I'll see everybody in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Happy New Year and Christmas. I may be back on at some point during the week, the weekends, all that kind of stuff. Maybe. New system coming into the computer space, so look forward to that on all of the socials. And I'll report on that changeover, the new amps, and then I've also got an art project. I'm going to be doing some customizing, but I'll talk about that in a future video or something. So anyways, see you around in some space or another. You can't see my face in here. That's why you can't see my face. No, you get to see my feet. That's about it. That's as close as you're getting it. And then the pizza pants. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see everybody in the next video. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.